Kenya's Gold.
Hello, and good evening. Thank you so very much for joining us this Friday on yet another fantastic episode of Kenya's Gold. Now, you see the thing about Friday, there's a lot of good energy. It's feel-good filled. And right here at Kenya's Gold, we're about to take the energy all the way up. My name is Violeta Ngina.
Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terera. Asante kwa kukubali kujiunga nasi tangu Jumatatu. Sasa ni Ijumaa. Kuna mengi tumekuandalia, lakini kwanza tupate yale ambayo tuliangazia jana.
Let me say Kenyan tea, like you've said on your theme, is golden. Sisi tunatengeneza chai ya hali ya juu sana. Kwa kimataifa wacha tuseme ni tuko namba 3 kwa kutengeneza chai. But we are number 1 in ranking when it comes to taste and quality. I want to teach people that this machine is not coming to displace labor. This machine is coming to add more value, more quality, and more crop to the farmer and reduces labor cost. Farmers have already started seeing now a 43% increment this year, which I think the trend is going to continue throughout the next 3-4 years, because 1, 2, 3 thing which we have gotten through the reforms is that we brought the money first every 5th of every month from 27th. We are up that 1% increment for monthly from 16 shillings to 21. Farmers' dignity, we are there. We have a minimum price at the auction, which is $2.46. We have fertilizer subsidy. That means the cost of production is going to be lowered further. Kwa vijana wa age yako na wachache kuliko wewe, wacha niwapatie kuna matumaini. There's a lot of hope. Majani itaenda kuongezeka bei na tutapata pesa. Ajira iko, tutaenda kufanya value addition, aggregation, so there will be nurseries, there will be propagation, seedlings, na nyinyi bado mtapata kibarua kule. So don't lose hope in tea. It's our future and the economy is green.
Alizungumza sana kwa uketo mwingi akisema kwamba kuna nafasi kwa vijana katika ukulima. Lakini ngine nasikiza taarifa kwamba ulikuwa katika pita na pelika. Umetuandalia nini?
So today we switch things up a little bit. The conversation is going to be on climate smart agriculture, conservation farming to be precise. What do you do with your arid or semi-arid land to make sure that you can still farm and get the optimum results? Now, with the inconsistent weather patterns, what do you do as a farmer to make sure that you are covered? Answers to those questions come up when you watch our gold feature that we have for you. Take a look. It's Friday, and you already know right here at Kenya's Gold, the conversation is on climate smart agriculture, and today we're going to be focusing on conservation agriculture. Ama ukipenda kilimo hifadhi. Now, with conservation agriculture, the aim is to increase crop yield while saving on production resources, increasing soil fertility, and also conserving water. Right here in Machakos County, our Quest Farm, we're going to see how they are embracing conservation agriculture. Anduma Musi, Muyaseo, come along with me. Let us see what is happening right here in this farm. Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Thank you so much for having us. I am good. I am happy. So before hata tuingie niulize ni nini hasa ulikuwa unafanya hapa, please say hi to our viewers back at home and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi viewers. I'm David Naftali. I'm co-manager here at Quest Farm.
All right. Thank you so much, David, for having us.
Sure, much welcome.
Leo tunazungumzia mambo ya climate smart agriculture and conservation agriculture, to be specific. And I know we're in the right hands, right?
Sure.
Now, you are busy doing something. Please tell me what you are doing.
Yes, you know, we are expecting rainfall soon. And so we are just preparing for planting. We should be planting the next few days, and we're just checking whether we are going to do moisture planting or dry planting. Sure, we have a moisture planting where you plant your seeds into the moisture. When you're planting, you must determine your planting depth. Like looking into a soil, a few millimeters from the topsoil, as you can see, we don't have enough moisture. So what you're going to do, we're only going to plant our seeds not too deep, but a little bit, just like 5 millimeters from the topsoil. And now the seed will be waiting for the rainfall to germinate. Some moisture, you could have gone a little bit deeper. Yeah, or even not deeper. If let's say it rained like 2 weeks ago and we have moisture, you could have just planted maybe a little bit shallow and then into the moisture. And in that case, our seed will be able to germinate before even the rains. So the rains will find our crop already germinated.
Lakini kama tungeangalia tupate tuna maji tuko sawa?
Kama tungekuwa na maji, najua we'll use a planter obviously to plant. So tukiangalia tupate tuko na maji, tutajua ile depth ambayo tutajust planter ikuje iweke mbegu hapo kwenye kuna unyevu.
All right.
Yeah.
And so as we get ready for, the predicted El Nino rains, what are some of the measures you're putting in place to make sure you are adhering to, conservation agriculture practice?
Sure, as you see in the field, we already have a crop cover, which is, this is barley that we planted specifically for soil cover, or it's a service crop to the next crop. So what we mean by a service crop, it's going to be helping the other crop maybe establish as good as we want it to be. And the soil cover is going to help us prevent soil erosion, because as you know, these roots are holding the soil together. So when the rains come, this means your soil is not going to be washed away at the end of the day. And the same crop, as I'm going to show you later somewhere in the pit, the barley crop has some roots that are going deep as a meter down. So the root channels are going to act as water straws, like they're going to be directing water down into the profile. And that will also help preventing a surface runoff.
Now, also part of conservation agriculture, we have another principle being very minimum soil disturbance. How do you achieve that right here?
I would like you to have a feel of the soil, even dig just with your hand.
Okay.
Our soils are very loose, and this land was tilled like 8 years ago.
Okay.
So we haven't tilled this land at any given time.
Since 8 years ago?
8 years ago, this land hasn't been tilled. So we've just been planting, we are not plowing. And what we do is strip planting using the planter. Whenever you disturb your soil, it just means you're exposing your moisture.
Yes.
Yeah, like people do plow before planting, which we discourage, because the more you plow, more so in these arid or semi-arid areas, when you turn your soil, you are losing your moisture to the atmosphere.
Also, we have crop rotation.
Sure, we do crop rotation. Main crops here are beans and forage sorghum, which used to make silage. But with beans, that's a legume, and the forage sorghum is a grass. So where we have beans this year, we are going to have forage sorghum next year. Other than that, we do just grow a crop as a cover crop. Like I told you, this barley, we didn't harvest anything from it. We just planted it so that it can establish a favorable environment for beans. So this area, we had barley as a service crop. We are going to put in beans.
Well, this place is fairly dry. All right?
Yes.
So what are some of the things you do to make sure that you're able to irrigate, you're able to have your water, so that it breaks the, the notion of this is a very dry area. How do you plant? How do you get water,
Yes, in this area we don't irrigate at all. We purely depend on rainfall, and God is the greatest irrigator. So he irrigates our land. If you use climate-smart approaches or regenerative agriculture, you realize you'll always be getting your yields, and you'll be using minimum inputs as possible.
Tell us how you make sure that you're conserving your water, because you are entirely depending on rainfall, and it's working for you, which is a good thing.
Sure.
So another farmer out there wants to learn, since you're doing it with the rain, how are you conserving it? How are you making sure you're covered all through the year, all through the season?
Sure. When we have a soil cover like we do here, first of all, it's going to be acting as a soil blanket. So you are not losing your moisture to the atmosphere. When the sun is too hot, you are not losing your moisture. Secondly, we do grow our crops a season per year. So like now we are heading to the short rains, which many people think it's going to be an El Nino, but we depend entirely on a season per year. So when we grow a crop in during the long rains, that March, April, May, we leave our land bare, not just bare, but you have a cover crop. So this cover crop is going to help you preserve any moisture from any rainfall that you're going to receive. So if you dig deep into our soil, not too deep, like 60 centimeters, you'll find that you already have moisture. So what will happen when it rains? We are only going to join the profile, like the moisture under and the moisture from the rain that is going to rain in the season. Yeah, we have a soil pit over there, which we can go and see like how conservation agriculture actually works. We preserve all our moisture. This is our moisture bank. The soil is our moisture bank. So all our moisture is stored there. So actually we have a head start in terms of moisture. And this is going to help us greatly because now when it rains, at least our bucket, we can say it's half full. So when it rains, our bucket will be filled and our crop will be having enough moisture for establishment. So I want us to look at the soil structure here. And as you see, this is our topsoil. And on our topsoil, we have the soil cover, which is our barley.
Yes.
And as you see, our barley, the roots penetrates down deep. These are around half a meter deep. These are the roots of the barley.
All the way.
Yeah. And you see these roots are going to act as water straws when it rains because they have the root channels, and the root channels are just like air spaces. And any air spaces in the soil, when it rains, that water will just be infiltrating freely into the soil. And you can also see the cracks.
Yes.
These cracks are also going to act as waterways. So when it cracks like this, what will happen to these straws, at the end of the day, they'll end up falling into those cracks. And that will be helping building up your soil organic matter, which is very important also for moisture retention. You can see you're wondering whether we have any water here, but I can assure you we have some moisture. And I want you to hold this soil into your hands and try molding it.
Yeah.
You can see we already have moisture, which is not readily available to our crops.
Yes.
But when it rains, the profile, like this water, will join up with the water that you already have below. And that's how we'll be able to establish a good crop.
As Ausquest Farm, do you offer any training?
We do share our knowledge, like whatever we know. We don't know everything, but we believe we know something. And we also make so many mistakes. And so by making mistakes, we want to make sure we share the mistakes that we've made so that you or any other person cannot repeat the same mistakes. And that is a great mile towards meeting our own food security.
Now, I mean, there's so much happening in this farm. You people are doing absolutely well, from beans to, you know, the silage that we saw. Do you do it for commercial purposes? We
do grow beans for seed, and we also do forage sorghum, which you do make silage. Yeah, and the silage we do sell to dairy and dairy farmers and feedlotters. Yeah, just to help them meet their fodder needs.
So can we go see that?
Yep, we can.
Oh, I'm very curious, and I'm sure you back at home also do want to see the commercial silage. So let us follow David as he shows us a lot more that they have going on right here at Ausquest Farm. Come, let's go.
A bale of silage that we made. This is like 2 months old from the time we baled, so it's ready for consumption. Yeah, so this bale is around, not even, the weight is written on this 625
kilograms.
Sure.
This is a product of conservation agriculture.
Sure.
Na package mnauza ngapi?
Yeah, packaging is 15 shillings.
Hapo mwalimu wa math, 625 times 15, do that math real quick. Na sasa wakati ambapo unapanda, it takes how long for it to grow?
For sorghum, it will take you 60 days from planting to harvesting.
Now, angalia pale na uzungumze na a young person who is trying to put one foot in agriculture, anatoa hayuko sure, anataka hataki. They're just waiting for an assurance from someone who is actually doing it and doing it big. What can you tell them back at home?
The future is in agriculture, and I can tell you that the future millionaires and billionaires will be farmers. So to the youth, please embrace agriculture for a brighter future.
I could be actually speaking to a billionaire or a millionaire. Am I? Thank you so much, David. We will be back. Cinder.
Sure,
and good job in what you're doing here in Aussie Quest Farm. Now, there you've had it. We promised you the conversation is going to be around conservation agriculture, and I'm very certain we have fulfilled the promise. We have come to the end of this feature. Just to take note is you will increase your yields if you do conservation agriculture. Just remember the principles: crop cover, crop rotation, and minimum soil disturbance. Pale mkulima nyumbani, usisahau kujihusisha na mambo ya kilimo hifadhi. Tere, Kiswahili yangu ikoje? Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice.
Ngira kidogo tu kufahamisha kwamba tunasema katika ngeli ya kivi kwamba Kiswahili changu kikoje na ama vipi kwa wale ambao wanafuata sana. Na Kiswahili kizuri wanasema wengi kwamba Kiswahili upachana pacha kila kukicha.
Alright. Sawa Ken Walibora.
Mungu amlaze roho yake pahali pema peponi. Yule alikuwa jagina kiukweli.
Alright. So I'm sure with that feature that you have learned that conservation farming is the way to go. We're not yet done with that conversation. We are taking a short break for now, but when we come back, we will have a guest in studio who will help us break down that topic further. And also today we have Agri Star. Now here are the clues. She is an R&B artist. She's also an actress. She is Abel Mutua's crush, and she was once in a group musical competition. Who is she? Keep those suggestions coming at Kenya's Gold on Instagram. DM us. Our SMS line is 22422. Our email is at kenyasgold@royalmedia.co.ke. See you after the short break.